Hello, welcome to episode 4 of Chapters on Majak TV, where where words breathe and stories come to life. I am your host, Ibrahim Abojang, and today with me in the studio, we have a guest that is no stranger to the art of expression. And then with me here is my co-presenter or my co-host, Adama Sanyang.
Okay, thank you so much, guys, and welcome to Chapters once again. On this episode, we are honored to sit with one of Gambia's most profound poet voices, Sidibeh. His words move crown-inspired minds and awaken hearts. You are warmly welcome, Poet Sidibeh, to the Chapters.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
Okay, let's start from the beginning, or with the beginnings. First, who is Poet Sidibeh? Can you tell us a little bit of your journey into poetry?
Yeah, thank you so much. It will be my pleasure to tell you Poet Sidibeh is, because I believe most people don't know him. Because Poet Sidibeh is a spoken word poet, an activist, also a mentor. When you hear the word poet, it reflects your mind to someone who writes poetry, someone who does poetry, either spoken word or dreaming poetry. So Poet Sidibeh is an individual who believes in the power of poetry, who believes in the revolution that poetry can have in the life of the people. He's an activist, a poet, and a mentor.
Okay.
That's who Poet Sidibeh is.
Like when you said mentor, we all know a mentor is someone that guides someone. Like a person that you look up to as in a role model, and also someone that is going to tutor you and help guide you towards something that you are looking forward to. So you being a mentor to so many poets, or so many aspiring poets or young poets in the Gambia, and then as you said, there are many poets that are looking up to you as their mentor and their guide. How can you tell us, like, is there any poem that you wrote that unlocked something important for you, like something that a piece that you wrote or a piece that you have done that unlocked something very important for you?
Yeah, I did so many pieces that unlocked so many things in my life, because when I was doing poetry, when I started doing spoken word poetry, I started spoken word 2016. I used to be a poet. I write poetry, but I started spoken word poetry in 2016. Then I was at the Gambia College. So, but that time people don't know what poetry is all about. It's not recognized. We hardly got platforms and other stuff. So, first of all, the first platform that I got after I recited a piece I wrote for my, it was a poem I wrote for women. Then I was not well known at the college.
Okay.
But after I did that, everybody was amazed. So people started projecting at me, that boy is great, he's a very good public speaker. That's what they think, like a public speaker.
Yeah.
So I started knowing that, on the whole, that poetry, can unlock so many things in the life of people.
Sure.
2016, that's the time I have realized that poetry can unlock a lot in the life of an individual. So it's where everything began. But in my poetry career, I did so many pieces that I did for God's sake, and they have opened so many doors for me. When you look at the psychiatry, the piece that I wrote for the psychiatry, has opened so much for me. When it comes for connecting me with organizations, the piece that I did for animal welfare with Mariama Sey has opened so many doors for me. The piece that I did for the Gambia today has opened so many doors. So when you talk about unlocking ways, things for me, I think poetry has done a lot for me that, even what I think will do it for me, didn't do it. Because I used to believe that, for me to be a great individual, a big man in this country, I have to be somebody who will occupy an office. You understand? That's why all my dream was to become a lawyer.
Right.
I want to be known. I want to have power through speaking. So I believe lawyers are able to get that.
Exactly.
That's what I used to believe. But the time I have realized that poetry can give you more than that.
Sure.
Understand? There's a time that is 2016. That's the time I started realizing that. And then life goes on. Today I am who I am because of poetry.
And I would say a big congratulations to that.
Yeah.
For those achievements that you said. And then you've talked about poems that you wrote, the pieces that you did. You did some for women. You did some one for the psychiatrist. You did one for the Gambia. That also deserves to be commended. You deserve to be commended on that. But then upon all the pieces that you wrote and the poems that you read, which one is your favorite?
Yeah, the one I wrote for my mom.
Oh.
Yeah, I wrote a piece.
Okay.
For my mother.
Can you please recite that piece for us?
Yeah, I would love to hear that.
Yeah, sure.
Because a poem that is written to your mother would be something that will also touch hearts and then also say.
So before hearing that poem, I will also dedicate a poem to my mother.
Okay, yes. So it's like today we have poems that are dedicated to mothers.
Yes.
One day we'll have some fathers as well.
Okay.
Yeah. When I was young, I was not so strong. So when my mom went to the market, I always stumbled and tumbled because I was not used to the struggle. But today I believe that there is no human being like mother. There is no sympathetic and empathetic human being to a child like mother. The lovely mother who bears the 9-month pregnancy and the 1-day pregnancy baby. She is the mother I love. She is the one I care. She is the one I feel because she is the one that breastfeeds me, comfort me, teach me the greatest lesson of life. Kon yow doom so bégalul sa yaay bul ko di merlo ak lum tuuti tuuti bul fàtte ne moo ëmb moo jur moo sang kon jamono bu mu soppeeku ba nga di ko fontoo wala muy wax nga di ko tontu di ko tongu di ko songu loolu soo ko defee su meree su la dankee di nga sang dëkkal di bégal sa yaay parce que man sama yaay damay dëkkal di ko gërëm parce que moo ma jaral gërëm yaay man sa doom naw naa la fonk naa la sant naa la parce que passé na ay jamono nga jaay sa ay lay taay mu métti kër bàyyi musulay bàyyi bay taay kon toogal muuñ loo doon muñ parce que olof yaay na ku muñ naa dum yaata di yàlla fon na ku jawat yi wol ta fali na fon na ne la nene ta jamfale la na iba dawa dañin duniya ndabi na la je mbasile dala mbe kacandi la mbe jelandi la kapi bi ngeta menti bi na itele yatin. Yeah, that piece,
wow. Hello.
Clappers.
I'm touched.
Even me.
I'm touched.
My God. I just
so
emotional. Love the poem. That poem is so nice, to be honest.
Wow. Thank you so much. This is so beautiful.
So,
and then,
how do your mom feel the first day that he heard that poem?
Yeah, the first day he heard about this. I recited this piece on the class. He cried.
Oh my God.
And up to date, anytime, because I wrote this piece in 2021.
Okay.
That is 2021. I wrote this piece. That is my 2019, 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, in my first poetry album then. She cried because I took the piece. There are certain lines that I, left behind because I took it from my heart. And anything that I said in that piece is from my heart. And it's something that, it's like when I close my eyes, I do see the image, everything. You see, one thing I want people to understand, I always say this, I am poet Sidibeh when I hold the mic or when I hold the pen. But I am just Sidibeh as an image, the person that you look at. The reason why I said that is because the moment you call me poet Sidibeh, you understand this? You are seeing a revolutionist, a life changer. You understand? You are seeing an extraordinary individual. We have, Gambia, we have, I always said this. So if we know what poetry is, what spoken word poetry is, we will respect every spoken word artist, every spoken word poet. Because there was a time I moved to Farado in 2016. When I write my poems, when I go out, I will be talking on my own. Yeah, my neighbor will say, "Anyalama."
Oi.
Yeah, that's
I
what the
swear,
people
they will
normally say.
Yeah.
I don't know. So like, but I will not mind them because I know they don't know what I am up to.
Yeah.
So after they have seen me performing, hearing my piece, I wrote one piece is about in the darkest time of life. I performed that piece. So there was a man, Cham. One day I was passing, he called me. He called me like we were talking. He cried. He said he saw me reciting a poem. It's like I am, speaking his mind.
Yeah.
I am talking about what he's going through. He said, I swear, he cried. He said, I swear to God, you healed me. Like, I don't know, the love that I have for you is just, I cannot express.
That is why, will it be correct if I should say poetry serves as a voice to the voiceless?
Yeah.
Because you said the man told you that you are speaking his mind. So it's like you are talking on behalf of him. You are saying what he is unable to say. Because you have the platform to say it. You are able to voice out what is in him.
Yeah.
And you said that you're a poet Sidibeh when you hold a pen and a mic. So can you please describe to us who is poet Sidibeh himself?
Yeah.
As an individual.
Yeah.
Me as a person,
Yeah.
My personal life, I'm a teacher. I am an electrician. I
Okay.
do electrical job.
Okay.
I'm person, and I am just that free guy. Understand this? That's why the way I behave at home, personally with my friends, is different from the way I behave when we talk about poetry. That's why normally when I move with my friends to programs or events, reason why I told after we do the business, how I mingle with them do surprise so many people. Oh, this is how Sidibeh is. Understand this? Because that is me. I'm a human being.
Yeah, sure.
But when you talk about poet Sidibeh, is somebody who people should look up to and admire and respect, and want to be like. So
Sure.
I have to show that character, that image, the moment you call me poet Sidibeh. Because a poet, I said poet, the greatest people in the world are poets.
Sure. I agree with that.
Understand this? The greatest revolutionaries are poets. Today we talk about ST in the Gam music. I said ST do poetry.
Exactly. He does poetry.
That is spoken word poetry.
Exactly.
It's just a mixed melody with it, but look at the history of poetry. You understand this. So every poet needs to be celebrated, to be respected. Me, what I believe is all those who know me, from 2016, all those that I mingle with, I always make sure that they understand and took poetry serious.
Sure.
I have changed so many people's life in the poetry arena. I don't talk about that.
Sure.
Sure.
I have made impact in so many people's life, but I don't talk about it. I don't like talking about it. Since 2016, I have been mentoring poets. Me, creating platforms for poets. They are big poets today. I don't talk about that because that is poet Sidibeh. A poet should be somebody who will create poets, who will give platform to poets, who will foil poets to be great.
Okay.
You understand this? Today there are so many great poets today. We have passed a long way.
Yeah.
And when I look at them performing today, I become happy. They inspire people. I said, we are growing.
Indeed, yeah.
Understand?
Yeah. So you said your poems. Do you think your poems are have an impact on the lives of people, much especially the youth?
Yeah, I believe, because that's why recently I've changed my poetry style to the native language. Because mostly I sign contracts with organizations. We go for nationwide tours. So there I serve as a poet. So I have to communicate to them. You see, what I always say, we are English-speaking country, but we don't understand, we don't mastermind English, because our mothers don't tell us, come and breastfeed. They tell us, na susu, kain mampa, and the like. So the language that you breastfeed, when you hear it, it goes to your heart.
Exactly.
But the language that you learn, when you hear it, it goes to your mind. You digest
it.
it.
You try to digest it.
Understand it?
Yes.
So that's why I always say, like, I changed my poetry style. Now I speak mostly on the native tongue, because I believe I have a message to send.
Exactly.
So the message I want to send it to the masses, and they have to understand what I am saying.
Yeah, you can't send a
Understand?
message
Yeah.
to the people in a language that they can't understand. Because you want them to digest that message. You want them to understand what you are saying. So you speaking to them in English would also bring confusion to their minds, because they have to think first. It has to go to their mind. And you saying when you talk to somebody in their native language, in a language that they understand, it goes inside them.
To their heart.
To their heart.
Yeah.
But then if you talk to them, they have to digest the message first. And then you speaking to them in the local language, or you delivering the message to in the local language, will foster more understanding. I like that part. Yeah.
Yeah, because I can remember we went to this. The time we went to Bar, I wrote this piece called Ndawi Rew.
Okay.
It's called Ndawi Rew. You know, because it was about peace, us,
Okay.
you know, talking about peace as young people. So after I decided that peace, you know, I saw people were crying because they said the peace definitely touches their heart. You understand this? Because calling the youths to come together. Réew mi suñu réew la. Kon ñun ndaw yi neen boole doole jokk ko mbokk jubanti suñu réew mu jëm si kanam. Waa daw na yaram pour man ma xam ne suñu ndaw yi léegi tukki moo leen gënal tekki. Tax na ndaw yu bëri jël leen gaal dugg. Ñi des si ndox mi, ñi réer si désert bi, ñi des Tripoli, ñi dugg Italie, yëpp ngir bugg a tekki, teral yaay, noppal baay, dàq coono ak ñàkk am, samp kër yi nice, dawal oto yi seer parce que ñu ne Gambia métti. Fuwaare yaa ñi bataale funninke bula duma silo taal. Dool dunda de ye banim faal dahandi. Dool fata ye taal kiidendi. Dool muruta ye taal batandi. Bari hani bi melbe jam ko fosi takatu ñi banko bo koleyaari. Banim faaba batari, mani boto ba serni, luasi joba koleyari. You see that piece, I was telling that piece, I saw people were crying because they can relate. That's what spoken word is.
Exactly.
You understand? So this is what poetry is all about. Spoken word poetry. People need to relate it and they feel it. When they go home, they need to think about it and say, listen, you got this. So we cannot do this in English.
Yeah, when you do it in English, it will make sense, yes. But then it won't touch the hearts as it is supposed to. Like people are just going to say, wow, they will follow the rhyming is good, and then everything fine. But then
and in fact, not everyone can speak English or understand what the English language is all about.
Yeah, that's what I believe. I believe that poetry is life. It's life, it's for everything. Because if you look at Islam, the time they brought the Quran to Prophet Muhammad, the Arabs were saying this is poetry.
Yeah.
Because it amazed them. They said this is poetry. You understand this? So that only can tell you that poetry is big. It's a tool that can change. All this change, everything that we can do is changes.
Okay, Poet Sidibeh, that brings us to the most fun part of this, the chapters, which is the game segment. Yeah, the game segment. And then on today's game segment, as usual, we have word cards. In this glass here, we have papers, and on each paper there is a word written. So if you pick a word, you are going to start a line using that word in the glass cup here. So I don't know who is going to start today. I was bold enough to start the other time. But today I guess we'll do it as the Manikas normally say. Luntang bunyabi, bunyadi luntang labi. That's what we are going to do today. So today, you go first, and then when you go,
Ibrahim will go second.
Believe.
Okay.
So I go. Believe me. When I tell you that power cannot overpower power, because there is power in power, and power has power, so use. Believe me, we got the power to change, to build, to make, to create one Gambia, one peaceful Gambia. Believe me when I tell you that this country is our country, so together we can build a better nation. Believe me when I tell you that I, poet Sidibeh, has embarked on a journey of creating a better Gambia. Believe me when I tell you that after today I will be an everlasting poet because my words will live forever. Believe me when I tell you that the Gambian's poet will make a difference in the poetry industry. Believe me when I tell you that Majak is doing great.
I believe.
And I believe too.
I believe.
So,
I believe. I'm a believer now.
I'm also a believer.
Okay. As this assistant bold one, the second bold person, Pretty. Oh God. Like I said, I'm bad when it comes to reciting, but this time around I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
Pretty. Pretty little liars. Everywhere. In our homes, our workplaces. Working on my mind like I've never been alone. She has the key to my heart. She controls everything that I do, my thoughts, my movements. At the end of the day, my heart was broken. Come on, don't laugh. I did very well.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
So, we don't ask
Happened for me.
Hey, let me say it. Okay, let's see what I have here. Hey,
Flowers.
flower. Okay,
Go ahead.
okay, flower. Flower. Flower is believed to bring colors to our lives. See, the world is nothing without flowers. You look at flower and reflect who you are. You look at flowers and fall in love with something. Thank you.
Wow, flowers. I'll buy a bouquet of flowers for you and I'll present it to your doorstep as my gift of kindness because you are so pretty.
Thank you. Okay. This brings us to the end of the game. It was really, really, really exciting, and thank you so much.
Viewers, this brings us to the end of the program. Thank you so much for joining us, Poet Sidibeh. Your presence and your words truly turn this into a living room. Like today, this episode has turned into a living room, and like a living poem as well. Thank you so much for joining us. And then, viewers, don't forget to subscribe to Majak TV for more episodes to come. We are your host. I'm your host, Ibrahim Abujang. Special thanks to our camera ladies here, Safia Baji, our Gasama, and Aisa Jalo for covering this program for us. And then our poet and our guest, thank you so much for coming and for gracing our occasion here. Thank you so much for joining us. See you next time.